there, my crafty friends. It's Tina the Scrappin' Rabbit, and today is day 3 of the sneak peeks for the stamp Anything August 2017 release. And look at how cute this guy is. He is the stamp that we are featuring, and he is Tony. And Kick Out of You is the name of this little set. And I just think that it's so darn cute. Let me go ahead and share with you what I made. So here is the card that I created using this cutie patootie, and I will show a process video for this. I love the colors. I kind of figure he's a karate kid, and so I have the red with the white with the black. I think that that really made it pop. And of course, I colored him up with my Copics, and I used the sentiment that comes with it, and I just hand cut this little banner out. And I think that he turned out so cute. And it just took everything for me to not add any bling or sparkle. I'm doing pretty good. This is my 3rd masculine card where I tried to just leave it alone because I'm always tempted to add a little bit more, but being that it's for a little guy, I wanted to make sure that I kept it nice and simple and that there was nothing girly about the card. So there it is. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you the process of how I put this little guy together. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have him stamped and embossed, and I'm going to start by coloring the face, and I'm going to use my Skin Combo E000, and I always start with the lightest going right across the face. Then I'll come in with the medium color to do a little bit of outlining and then blend it out with the E00. I do like to blend out again with the lightest just to kind of give it some more solid color, and then I go back in with the darkest color, which is the E13. I like to use the E13 when I'm going to do a brunette color, and so I'm gonna keep on adding then the next lightest, blend it out again with the E00, and then the cheeks for the boys, I like to use that R30. It's not too pink, it's just a very light pale color. For the girls, I think I like to go with the R20. It's a little bit more pink. And so I do layer it up, and I layer it up until I get a good blend, until I'm happy with how it looks. And I do like how the Copics blend with this cardstock that I'm using. I am using a Hammermill 80-pound cover, and Copics blend very nicely with this, and it's very affordable. Now I'm going to color up the rest of his skin, his neck, his hands, and his feet. And I'll blend it out with the lighter colors. And then once I have his skin done and blended out, I'm going to go and finish his face. I like the R05 and the R12 for his little tongue. It's not too pink and it's not too dark a red, and so it gives more of like a natural tongue. For his robe, I'm going to go with a T0 and a T1, and so that's a nice shade of gray. It's kind of in between the cool and the warm, and it just adding a little bit of shadow. And then I will blend it out with the colorless blender so that there are no harsh lines. But it's just to give it a little bit of depth to the robe, because I want it to look and appear as if it is white. So for the belt, I'm going to go for a darker gray, and I'm going to use the T7 and the T9. I go on with the lighter one, and then I touch up with the dark, and then I go back over with the lighter. Now moving on to his hair, I do like to use the E50 to show and map out where I want to do the little highlights, and then I go in with my lightest color and I do some flicking, and I try to go in the direction where I see the hair would be flowing. So I'll go with the light, making sure to leave those spaces open where I have the E50, and then now I'll go in with the medium dark to give it some more depth. Once I have that E57 all the way down and around through all the different strands of hair, I'll go ahead and I'll blend that out with the lighter color again with the E34. And then as you continue to blend, it really starts to come together and it starts to look like hair. Now I go in with the darkest color, the E59, and I'll start at the very edges and flick towards the center. I'll blend it out with the E57 and then again with the lighter color, and then I'm kind of taking it one section at a time with the darkest, the medium, blend it out a little bit, and then I'll come back in with the lightest, the E34, moving it towards the center where the highlight is. So I find when the hair has lots of waves or different curves to it, it does help to do a little section at a time. It does take a little bit longer, but then you get a better blend. And as you do each strand, you'll start to see how it really starts to come together, and that center area where you leave a little bit of white and where the highlight is supposed to be, it really will show a stark contrast, which gives it more depth. This is one of my favorite brown combinations. I have been experimenting with others, so I hopefully will be sharing those soon. So once I go through each section with the darkest and blend it out with the medium, and then blend out again with the lightest, I'll take a look at it and see what else I need to do. Then I'll go through the center highlight and flick a little bit of the E50 in there to fill out just a little bit of the white space. And then now I'm going to touch up with the colorless blender any place that I went outside of the line to clean it up a little bit. And then I just touch up a little bit more with the E50. And now I'm ready to fussy cut my image out. Since he's the only image I'm working with at the moment, I find it easier to fussy cut him out rather than pull out my scan and cut. And so I find that fussy cutting is easier with a nice small set of scissors. And I can usually do it pretty quickly by turning the image around and around and keeping my scissors in a straight position. Now these are the layers that I have ready for my card. So I have a card base with a Michaels 110-pound cardstock. I use my Jaded Blossom card mat dies to cut out the red. And then I did stamp and emboss on textured white cardstock the sentiment that comes with the stamp set. And now I'm just going to hand cut out a little sentiment banner to go along the bottom of my card. The frame is from the Cricut When I Was a Kid cartridge, and so I cut that out with my Cricut Explorer. And it is, I think it's called Karate Frame, and I just love how the image pops right out with that frame. Now I'm going to use my ATG gun to add the layers, and I'm going to do the best that I can to add them straight and to put them on there straight. I find that standing above the cardstock really helps me to do straighter layers. And so there are little edges on this frame, and so I'm going to use my Zig 2-way glue pen as well as my ATG, and I'll just center that frame onto the front of my cardstock, my card base. And once I figure out where I'm going to put my little karate guy, I'm going to add some double-sided adhesive foam tape to the back of him. And I do give good coverage because I do not want him to bend, especially if I decide to mail it. And once I get enough foam on there, I will add the double-sided foam tape to the banner, the sentiment banner as well. Then I'll go ahead and I'll pull off the sticky or the tape side and get it ready to lay out on my card. And that's about it. I'll just go ahead and decide where the placement is going to be and go ahead and set my image and the banner down onto the front of my card. and it is finished. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. Have a great day and happy crafting, everybody. Bye.